Good morning, I'm Sally Jacks. This is my dressing room at work. So I work in TV, I'm a TV presenter, that's why I call myself Sally Jacks TV Mum on here. I would love to have you on board. Thank you so much for stopping by, and if you have a chance, can you press that subscribe button? I would love to have you on board, and also as well you can press that bell notification. So please you stop by. Now, I'm going to show you a quick demonstration of how I do my makeup for television. Now, I will wear this every single day as well, but I might slightly go slightly lighter on my makeup during the day. But so many of you have asked me to do this, and I've been an absolute klutz and haven't done it for so long. So first of all, what I would start with in the morning is always a Barocca. And also, the first thing that I always do before I put on any makeup is that I take a little palette of some sort. It doesn't matter what it is. It could be a lipstick, it could be a tube, whatever's flat, and then I use duo, and I put a little bit of my duo, which is my eyelash glue, onto that. The reason being is because before you put your eyelashes on, you want the glue to be slightly tacky. The next step is, obviously I have no makeup on. I use Beauty Flash Balm. I'm absolutely obsessed with it. That is my primer as such, if you want to call it that. And it also is my moisturiser. I said them. It also is my moisturiser. So first of all, I take my YBF. Now YBF is amazing cosmetics and was put together by a lady called Stacey, and I think her last name is Schiffelin. I've worked with her and she is unbelievable. I mean, she's a model, and she was on the big books in New York and did every fashion show you could possibly think of. She was flipping fantastic. But now she's brought out YBF, and I managed to work with her the other week, and this makeup brush is to die for. Now, I'll never change my foundation. I always use a Luminaire. I'll try and leave a link below. It is very difficult to get hold of, and you can only get it in America, so you have to get it shipped. So sometimes you have to pay your customs on that as well as that coming in. So what I normally do is order around about 4 at a time. But roughly it works out between, depending on where you get it, £20 to £30 a tube. The reason why I use this is because I had quite severe acne when I was in my late 20s. And then when I got into my early 30s, due to taking Roaccutane, obviously it lifted. But the problem is that I always wanted a really good coverage. Even though my skin is clear now, I'm still like, you know, it's kind of, I don't know whether you want to call it, scarred me, and I want a really good coverage. And when I was in my last TV job, some of the girls there had bad acne, and they introduced me to this, and it was absolutely superb. So it's a Luminaire. I use Sienna Sun, and it's the oil-free semi-matte finish. I do have a matte finish, which is that one, but I don't like it anywhere near as good as this one. So that is in my makeup bag, just in case I run out of this stuff. So then I apply my foundation, and you'll see a difference. Sorry, I'm looking over there because I'm looking into the big mirror. I've got this stuck on my mirror at work, so you can see what a fantastic. I'm going to do half my face, and I'm hoping you're going to be able to see it, the difference that this makes. I've got a scar on my neck now, and that was from a barrel brush from curling my hair, and it was in February of this year, which is 2019. I had an iron infusion 2 days later, and I think because I went so brown from the iron infusion, it's actually marked. It actually brought that scar out to be a lot worse. People say, "Oh, are you bothered about it? Or does it bother you because you've got a scar on you?" And actually it doesn't, because I was so poorly. I kind of think, well, I could have had cancer or something like that. So to end up with just a scar, I'm quite pleased with. So you can see the coverage that you get from this compared to, so my skin looks so much better and so much more flawless. Actually, with these lights, that doesn't look as great in what I'm looking at on the camera, but it actually looks better because I've got great big lights. So if you can see these mirrors behind, I've got all those lights because that's what you do. So make sure that your makeup's going to be okay for television, because we now go out in HD as well. So you've got to make sure that your makeup's flawless. Otherwise, instead of instead of looking at you and the product that you've got, people are, sorry, looking at you and, oh yeah, that's the product we've got, they're kind of going, what's the mess on her face? So you've got to be really careful. Another thing that I use, but I'm not going to do this morning, is that I use Optrex, and that's a brightening for the eyes, and I tend to use that not every single day, and only keep it open for 28 days in your makeup bag. The next thing I use is Tarte. You have to excuse me, it's got a bit of a mark on it, dirty little muppet, and the Tarte sponge, and I've not washed that either. I have a washing, I'll leave it in the description below of how I wash my products, but I might do a new video, because it's a little bit old, and it was when I really wasn't on YouTube. Does that make sense? I kind of just uploaded it for a bit of fun instead of doing it, you know, I now do videos every other day. So this is a highlighter, it's also a concealer, so I go under the eye. You have to excuse me as I'm looking over, because I need to do it in a big mirror, and I always come down onto the cheek like so. I try and keep as much off my eyelid as possible, because if you get too much on there, it can sit in the creases and then it doesn't feel great. Coming down on, I'm going to do a little bit on the Cupid's bow, a little bit underneath the lip, and this just exaggerates these areas, so it highlights them. And then I do a little bit. Now, there was a makeup artist that I work with her, Dr. Makeup, and she's absolutely superb, but what I've done is I've stopped going as far down, but I still do a little bit just to highlight that bit in the middle of my forehead. Now again, YBF, just obsessed with them. This is so one end you've got a brush for your eyebrows, the other end you've got a pencil, and it doesn't matter what colour your eyebrows, you can go heavier or darker, but always important to highlight those brows. Not highlight, colour them in. You'll see in a minute, I'll do one and I'll do two, even though I haven't tattooed. So you can funny, because I got my hand rested on my... So can you see? Can you see the difference? There is a difference, even though my eyebrows are tattooed and they look really good. Excuse me as I have a drink. That one looks so much better. Can you see that? And then... So I follow the line around and then just basically colour it in. You probably hear people in the background because people are going into the studio now, so sorry if you can hear mumbling and banging of doors. It's a working TV studio. Now can you see? So next up, I've got my trusted makeup brushes, and I tend to use these. They're not by any particular make, but these is what I use. So first of all, so when, oh no, it's not that one. Yeah, it's this one, and it's a bit damaged, you can see, but I just know what I like. So if you can have a look at it, it's kind of a little bit flat. I only cleaned them a week ago, but they need cleaning again. So today I'm going to use a little bit of Tarte again, but I do have this amazing palette that I got from Primark, but it's disgusting because it's been used. It's called Rose Quartz Eyeshadow Palette, and it's only £8, and it's from Primark. I never use cheap makeup, but that is phenomenal. So then here we go. So I'm going to use, it's very heavily used is this palette, because I tend to use it almost every day for television. So I'm going to go onto my... So this is quick. This is a quick tutorial because I will do my makeup sort of within, I'll probably take a little bit longer today because I'm talking to you, but I could do my makeup within 10 minutes for television, because you never know whether you need to be on quick. You're prepping in between shows, but your makeup needs to sit and last all day. So I always go into the corners like so. Can you see that? Into the corners. So I've covered just the bottom part of my lid now, and then I take a swirly brush. This is what I call a swirly brush, so it's quite soft and it's like this. Can you see that? And then I'm going to take a darker colour. Now I'm only going to do, I think I'm only going to do 2 colours today, so I'm going to take this darker colour here if you've got this palette. So it's this one here, and I always dab it onto the back of my hand, and then what I'm going to do is go in the crease here. Are you with me? So I'm going to take this brush, and it's very important, don't use those applicators because they're a load of crap. Make sure you use good makeup brushes, and then I'm just going to swirl round, doing swirls again, dabbing on the back of my hand, because you don't want too much going on your eye. You build it up you build it up over time. Does that make sense? You don't go full leather, you know what I mean. So I go round like so, and I come down, and then I'm going to go under the eye with this as well. So just keep building it. And you can see now it's coming to. You can actually take like a credit card or a piece of paper and put it there, but to be honest, I'm not that. This is quick. This is a quick tutorial. So there we go. Can you see? So you've got a definition on the eye, and that is fabulous. You don't want to go too heavy for TV, but you need to be a little bit heavier. But to be honest, I tend to wear the same makeup in and out, actually, as in the studios and out the studios. So now I'm going to go over to the other side. Again, like swirling motion, bringing it down across the eye like so. Swirling again, building it up. Oh, like do you always do that when you do mascara? Like that. Why do we do that as women? So I'm bringing it down. I'm going across and I'm bringing it down. You see what I'm doing? You can see what I'm doing. So I'm building it up like so. Now I've got a fatter brush, which is this one, which is by Eco Tools. I don't know, I buy stuff all from all places. But you can see it's quite flat, but it's quite fat. So then I take the highlighter here, which is called Shine On. Oh, that has got a name, but it's come off, as I don't know. So Shine On, and then I go into the top part here. And I go with a fatter brush. So it highlights that top part of just underneath my eyebrows. Like so, yeah. And then I might do another colour for you. Oh no, hang on. I've got a little tiny brush, and I'm going to take that one again, and I'm going to go underneath the eye. I'm going to go underneath the eye. And across. And again on the other one. Tap it off. Make sure you haven't got too much excess. Now some people do their eyeshadow first and then put their foundation on, and sometimes I can do that. I do it in all different ways, and there's no right or wrong way. And then I'm going to take this brush, so a different one again, and I'm just going to use a little bit of Strive, which is that one there. And I'm going to put, again, just make sure you marked it off on the back of your hand. Make sure you haven't got too much excess. And I'm just going to go down the middle here and just give it a little bit. And then you need to take your swirling brush again, because you need to work that back in. Does that make sense? So it's almost like you're working with a palette of paints. And then, practice makes this practice. So don't say you can't ever do it, because like you can, I promise you. It's just practice. So you go over, don't do it for the first time on a night out, practice before you go out. So I go down the middle, and then I'm going to go over, working it in, because you want to work the two colours in together. And then, because I've gone over, I'm going to go back over with Visionary, and I'm going to, oh, it's disgusting, that palette, all my makeup needs washing again. I wash it once a week, but something's fallen out into it. Do you know what I mean? So one of the eyeshadows is smashed and fallen out everywhere, so it goes everywhere. So I'm going to just put a little bit of that lighter shade again in the middle, and then some of it has gone over, so I work again. So that's my eyes finished. Can you see? That's my eyes done. Then I'm going to take, this is my favourite, and it's called, they've all worn off. Oh, it is that one. What's it called? Coffee. It's called Coffee, and it's by MAC. And so I'll go inside. So I'm going inside. Does that make sense? I'm going inside, and I'm going down on the waterline, and I'm coming back up. And I'm going to do the same on the other side. Now you can just bring it down a bit into the lashes. And you want to take it a little bit in the lashes here. I don't take it too much. You can make that line heavy if you want to, but I don't, because it just looks too heavy on me being a blonde as well. So I'm going to take that colour that's marked up, that one again, and I'm just going to go under where I've gone. And that kind of makes it a little bit darker underneath my eye. There we go. And then I'm going to take, I've got YBF again. I'm a bit of a YBF freak, aren't I, at the moment? I love the stuff. I think it's fabulous. You can get it on our website. I'll leave a link, well, hopefully if we still got it, at idealworld.tv. But then I put on my mascara. Mascara I always put on before I put false eyelashes on. Some people do work like that, some people don't. It's entirely up to you how you want to work. You don't need to put false eyelashes on at all. Make sure you look at the false eyelashes. If you've never worn them before, don't go for anything too dramatic, otherwise it'll feel like curtains shutting over your eyes. You've got to be used to them, and some people, and especially the older we get, the heavier, the more drama the eyelashes, the more sort of draggy it can look. Does that make sense? Sort of drag queen. So you've got to be careful what you go with. Now my eyelashes, I'm useless. I use wispies, but these are sort of 4 days old, because I'll use my eyelashes for 5 or 6 days, because of course you can imagine how much I spend on eyelashes. So my eyelashes have got a little bit of glue from yesterday, so I pull all that glue off, so I make sure it's completely glue free. So that's the right one ready. So reuse them, put them in the box and reuse them. This is the left one. And then, oh, I've got to put me, go on, blusher on. So I use, I think it's called Dolly Mix from MAC. I'm a big MAC fan. And I've got a two-ended brush here. One that's got a flatter end and one that's got a more rounded end. I take a little bit of the, oh, actually I might, because I've gone a little bit more, have I gone pinky tones with that? Yes, I have, because I've gone Strive. So I'm going to do a little bit on the cheek, and I'm just going to slightly drag it up. And that's what I do with my blusher. So don't go too much, don't go too mad, because again, you don't want to look like you've got, you know, cheeks like a clown or a doll. I'm going to bring it up slightly, like so. And then that one's got the glue drying on it, but this is Gold Digger from Primark. Oh my word, this is a highlighter. There's 3 of them. There's Brunch Club, which is the silver. There's Mink Pink, which is a highlighter, and then there's the Gold Digger. You can see these have been trashed in my bag, but that's what you're going to look like. They're never going to look new once you've had them in the bag for a week. So then I go around with a rounded end brush and then just tap off the excess, and then I slightly whoosh above my cheekbone here, and then I'm going to take it up here. So I'm going to come like in a triangle here. So I'm going to swoosh up here and then swoosh up here, and then swoosh up here and then up here. And that just gives you slight highlight, a little bit on the nose. I know I shouldn't, but I still do, but really, really tiny. And then that, oh, I've got to do my lips. Oh, big tip, big tip, big. Oh, and I haven't put my eyelashes on either. But this is Blistex. So I always put a little bit of this on my lips because it just gives them a little bit of moisture. Right, eyelashes. End of one of these, so really thin one. I probably used that yesterday. Well, you don't need, but this is how I work. So I have one of these tweezers, and I have one of these. So I'll take the right eyelash now, and now take that glue that's gone slightly tacky. I push that in. I mean, it's probably had a little bit longer on there than what I'd have liked to, because I've been obviously doing this and talking to you. So take a little bit on the end, and then you're just going to swoosh that over the end of the eyelashes. I mean, you know how to do this anyway. You're going to swoosh that over the end. And you can take your tweezers. This is how I do it. You don't have to. You can just do it with your hands, and I take it like so. Look at that. I've got all rubbish on my hands. Sorry. Other makeup tutorials just look so good compared to mine. And then, I'm going to have to look in the big mirror again, but hopefully you can see what I'm doing. I then place... I normally get a closer mirror, so this is a little bit tricky for me. I'm going on my eye. That glue dries clear anyway. So then, this is not the way I normally do it. I normally put mine like this, but I can normally see a bit closer. So here we go. So that's it. So then I dig in with my nails, making sure it's gone all the way over. This needs to probably be dragged a little bit more. da, 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 da. And look at the difference. So look at that eye, and then look at that eye. The difference is good, and you can put a little bit of mascara on if you want to as well. So again, I take this and I just run it over like so. That's got a little bit of, make sure there's no hairs on your eyelashes either. Just run that over. Of course that's tacky because we've left it. Let's see if I can do it better in my phone, because the last one wasn't very great. No, I can't see properly. I'm going to have to do it like this. Now, because that's tacky, it's stuck quicker. Whereas if you just put it on out of the bottle, you're faffing and it doesn't stick properly. Mind you, this is sod's law, but it sticks properly because it's tacky. And then just run your finger over the top. And there we go. And then what you want to do is take your eyeliner again and just slightly rub over. I've got to dry a bit. And then you go over that white will go. Can you see how it's, and then when you close, you want it to be flat. Some people have it where the eyelash kind of bends and tilts, and it shouldn't be like that. Then I'm going to pick the natural lip colour. I'll probably put a little bit heavier to go on air. This is by Clarins. This is because of Dr. Makeup. And then I'm going to put a little bit of this on. This is, what colour is this? Because you'll be asking. Oh, flipping heck, I don't know. Doesn't say. How does it not say? Or is that the colour? That could be the colour, that one there. But you're going to be back to front because I'm doing in selfie mode. Hey. Hoodie. I can't change the hoodie because I'm going to get changed in a minute because and then there you go. There's my makeup for television. But I still would do, I might go a little bit lighter during the day, but I would do something like this to go out at night as well. Thank you so much for watching. I know loads of you have been asking for this. I can't believe it's taken me so long to do. Love you so much. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up. I'll leave it in the description below, everything that I've used as well. Thanks for joining me. Love you. See you later.